It's Dr. Shana, and welcome to 69 Love. I wanted to share something secret with all of you today, and that is that I have a business partner. My very, very, very dear friend Mike, who I have known since I was in college, so probably 17 years old, is the person that makes all of these delightful videos look beautiful. And he is outstanding, and I love the shit out of him. And soon enough, you will all meet him because we're going to do a fun little video where the two of us get to interact with one another, and I think that you will appreciate it. But I wanted to say that today, the content of our video, of our information, is actually a question from Mike. So Mike decided to ask me to tell all of you 10 tips to a healthy relationship. And I thought about it and I was like, whoa, 10 tips, that's a lot. So how about 5? Let's do 5. So I want to give you 5 tips. Before I even go on about this, I would really like to stress that I am a Gottman certified couples therapist. That means that every piece of information that I deliver is actually a studied, research-based, for probably 40 plus years, bit of information that I have chosen to learn from the training that the Gottman Institute provides to pass on to my couples and the people that I work with. I tell people all the time, this is not good information that Shana wants to share with you from her green chair. This is usually, the things that I'm saying are bits of information that are very, very, very important, and they are decided upon and brought about from years and years and years and years of research about couples and relationships and the things that go into relationships. And while we are all unique snowflakes, right? There's no one like you. I would also disagree in a bit, because I think that a lot of the things that couples struggle with, many other couples struggle with those same things. So if I were to give you a list of 5 things that I think are important that maybe you could focus on that would lead to a healthier relationship, I wrote them down. So that when I chat with you right now, I don't forget and lose my train of thought. The first thing that I'm going to say is building love maps. If you look up the Sound Relationship House, which is the backbone to all things Gottman related, the number one thing, the bottom level of the floor of that house says build love maps. And what Gottman means when he says that is that if couples only chat about the basics, the things that are important, did the bills get paid? How are the kids today? How was work? Did the dog poop? If that's all we're talking about, we're not growing, we're not developing, we're not learning, we're not being reminded of the cool, important things about our partner that we should probably tuck in our back pockets so that we can use them later on. And that's not healthy and that's not growing. And so, number 1, build love maps. Look it up, download the Gottman app, open-ended question deck from that app, and play around a little bit, because I think you'll be very surprised at how exciting conversations that you have with each other can be. Number 2, verbalize appreciations. We have kind thoughts about our partner all day long, and we choose not to say them out loud because we don't think it's a big deal, or it doesn't seem like it's that important, or, oh, it's just a little thing. But in the end, when I get a compliment from my person, the man that I love more than anything in the whole world, I feel amazing. And when I feel that way about him, I am more likely to share something kind in his direction. And pretty soon there is just this endless stream of kindness and love and thoughtfulness. And this energy in our home is completely different. And that environment is a lot easier to participate positively in. So, building love maps. Number 2, please vocalize those appreciations a little bit more. Number 3, turning toward your partner. All day long, we ask for and bid for our partner's affection and attention. I text Graham and say, I had a shitty day. I really need to talk when I get home. And when I get home, I hope that he says, hey babe, I'm here for you. What's up? What can I do? When I'm at a party or a gathering with him and I smile across the room at him, the only thing in the world that I need is for him to smile back at me. And so in those moments where we choose to be vulnerable, whether it's emotionally or intellectually or physically or intimately, we are really, really, really asking and saying, I love you and I need you to love me right back. And if we don't respond in a way that, even if we're not in the mood, so okay, so Graham says to me, hey, I'd love to have sex with you right now. And I say to myself, God, I've had a rough day and I'm kind of in a mood and I don't know that I can do that right now. If I don't share all those words with Graham, if I just say, you know what? No, thank you. He doesn't know where I'm coming from. He doesn't understand what my no means, and he could potentially be hurt. So even in moments where our partner reaches out and says, I think I need you right now, in any of the ways, and we are like, I don't know if I can provide that for you right now. The way that we say no thank you needs to include enough words that our partner realizes it's not a personal attack and it isn't about them, and that this is what's going on in my life that is leading me to say, I don't think I can do this right now. So again, building love maps, verbalizing appreciations, turning toward your partner when they decide to be vulnerable and reach out to you. The fourth thing I have on my little list here, which I actually put together about 4 seconds before I filmed this, because I'm like, what are 5 important things? And I think 5 important things could be different every single day, but these are the 5 things that I decided today. There's a video Gottman does. It's about the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse, and it's super interesting, and I will definitely talk about it in future videos, but defensiveness is a very, very, very big thing. And it is one of the negative behaviors that if we as humans don't do a better job of addressing, it will lead to the end of a relationship. So if in fact Graham comes to me and says, Shana, you were not super kind to me last night, and my first knee-jerk response is defending myself or justifying what I did, saying, oh, well, what do you mean? You're not always nice to me. Or, well, I had a long day. I told you I had a long day. Like, I didn't. If in fact Graham says you weren't kind last night, my only response, the only thing that is appropriate for me to say to him is, you're right. Maybe I wasn't super kind last night. I can probably do a better job next time. Because in the end, we cannot rewind the tape and do that instance over. All we can do is say, hey, I'm aware of what you're saying to me right now, and I realize I maybe didn't do my best job, and I would love to tell you right now that next time I'll do better. And then as a person, I am going to internally say, hey, next time actually do better, and try and show him how much you love him by the way that you follow through on the thing that you're promising that you're going to do. And the number 5 thing that I have on my list here is quality time. I have couples that come in and say they're struggling, and I say, when's the last time you guys went on a date? When is the last time that you sat outside for a couple of minutes and just chit-chatted about your day? When is the last time that you played a card game or anything else, any sort of intentional time? And they say, I don't remember the last time that we did that. And I sometimes slow down and I think to myself, if you can't recall the last time that you had intentional time to connect, yet you're coming in here and saying, I'm not sure why our relationship is struggling, I'll call you out on that. Right? We don't prioritize our relationship in the way that it deserves. We should not be as surprised as we sometimes are that it's not doing well. If we put the same kind of time into our love that we did getting our degree, or being a parent, or holding down our jobs, right? Those are important things. I mean, those of you that went to college or did that, like, if you wanted to at least pass, you had to show up for the tests and do the things and study for the homework and whatever the case is. If you want to be a good parent, you pay attention, you read books, you do things, and you want to follow through on doing a good job. If you don't want to get fired, you meet your deadlines, you do the stuff that your supervisor is asking of you, and you keep your job and you get your paycheck. Yet sometimes we think that the day that we say, I do, it's going to be easy. And the opposite is true. Because loving Graham is the hardest job that I have ever had with the greatest reward. So those are 5 things. Thank you so much, Mike. My good friend, and the dude that you all are about to meet in a very soon upcoming video, for suggesting that I do a little clip on a couple of important things in a relationship. Because I really do believe that and so does Gottman, right? So does Gottman's work, so does his instruction on how therapists should work with their couples. He believes, and he has taught us, that these 5 things are so incredibly important. So I want to thank those of you that have been liking and following and subscribing. I just want to say thank you so much from the bottom of my heart. I realize that there are a lot of videos out there to watch, and there are a lot of people that you can support, and I am honored and humbled that you decided to support us, even for just a minute. So please continue to subscribe and like and follow. And if you're curious and interested in getting a daily tip on how you can stay positive in your relationship, please, please, please check out 69love.com and join that, become a member, and let me and the whole realm of Gottman therapy guide you to being the best partner that you can be. And I guess I just want to remind you and close with the idea that if we all just did a little bit better job of loving one another and putting that out in the world, I wonder what kind of world we could actually live in. Thanks so much.